It's time for the Fred Johnson Show Halloween Special with Fred Johnson and his spooky crew, Charlie the Sports Guy, the Disgruntled Guy, Cletus from Kakalaki, Crazy Eddie from Glendale, golfing legend Duffy Divot, Quazar, the Time Traveler, Arnold, and Naked Engineer Steve. And now, here's Fred Johnson. Good evening, and welcome to the Fred Johnson Show. I am Count Fredula. Every old Halloween's Eve, I turn into a vampire, and I suck a lot more than I usually do. So welcome to a very special Halloween show of the Fred Johnson Show. Blah! Okay, I want to go around and introduce our spooky crew, starting with Charlie, the Sports Guy.
Hey, Fred, how's it going? We have bloody ancient sports on the Halloween special today. Back to you, Fred.
Very good, Charlie. I can't wait to hear it. The Disgruntled Guy. Where are you, Disgruntled Guy?
I'm Chucky. I hate the Disgruntled Guy, Fred. I'm the doll from hell, Fred. Back to you.
Oh my, that's very scary. You look familiar, though. All right, Cletus. What are you doing, Cletus? Where are you?
Fred? Is that you, Fred?
Cletus, what are you doing? Are you in jail again, or is that your Halloween costume?
Well, Fred, actually, there's been another misunderstanding here in Kakalaki. I'll explain it all to you when you get back to me, though.
Okay, Cletus. Very good. Moving on. Crazy Eddie. Crazy
Hi,
Eddie.
Fred.
What's happening, Crazy Eddie?
I'm still deciding whether I'm going to be Florence Henderson or Tony Shalhoub doing Adolf Hitler. Haven't figured out.
Okay, very good. We'll get back to you. All right, Duffy Divot. Is Duffy here? No, he's not here. We must move on. That's too bad. Okay, Quasar, the Time Traveler. Are you there? What are you doing?
Greetings, Freaky Freddy. We are going to attempt to make history on our special Halloween Fred Johnson show. Back to you.
Very good. I can't wait to see that. All right. Who's next? Arnold. Arnold, are you there, Arnold?
Fred Johnson, look at me. Look into my eyes. It's going to be a fantastic Halloween. And I know you are going to bring all the good spirits into the show. Back to you, Fred.
Wow, Arnold, you look like the Terminator. That's very scary. Okay, moving on here. Naked Engineer Steve, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Johnson. If you don't mind, Mrs. Naked Engineer Steve would like to say something very quickly.
Very good.
Meow! Thank you for the cat food, Fred. It's my favorite flavor. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Johnson.
Very good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Very much, very much.
All right, very good. What I'd like to do now is go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back after this sponsor. welcome back. Billy Blast drums. You know the devil loves Billy Blast drums. Okay, very good. Let's start the show. And now, we'll start off with Charlie, the sports guy. Charlie, tell us what's going on.
Happy Halloween, Fred. I'm all right now, Fred. A minute ago, my whole body was in the shark. Here are some ancient bloody sports. In Ulama, the Mayan players would bounce the ball off their hips to get the ball through the hoop on the wall. The balls were human skulls. Oh, the loser's team or just the captain would be killed. The honor. In Venadio, these Roman matches pitted animals against humans. In some cases, the humans were not given weapons at all against the wild lions. Ah, yes. In fishermen's joust in Egypt, guys in boats on the Nile would beat the crap out of each other with their oars. The bloody mess would entice crocodiles to enter the fray. Good times. In Naumachia, the ancient Romans would fill the arena with water, add a bunch of boats with prisoners, and recreate rather famous naval battles. This had high death rates. In Pato, originally played in Argentina with a live duck. Like polo, the players on horseback try to get the duck in its own side. Back to you, Fred.
That is a very spooky story. That's amazing. Okay, moving on. Let's move on to Disgruntled Guy. Disgruntled Guy, what's happening?
Well, Fred, how are you, buddy? This is a Disgruntled Guy. Only I'm Chucky. How are you, buddy? Say hello to me, goddammit.
Hello there, Chucky, Disgruntled Guy.
I'm still here. I'm in Borneo still, Fred. And you never sent the plane over here for anybody. But I'll tell you what, Fred. You know, today, Halloween. And what Halloween means to me, Fred?
What? Yes, go.
What does it mean, Fred?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what it means.
Okay.
What it means, Fred, is I can get out of the house finally. You know, I was married, Fred. I was married to the bride of Chucky, Fred. And guess what? She has me doing chores. She doesn't let me out unless it's Halloween, Fred. I have to do the laundry. I gotta do the cooking. I gotta scrub the damn toilet bowl, Fred. It's unbelievable. It's horrible. Horrible. But she does let me out one time a week, Fred. And that's this night. I love this night, Fred. Because it's the only time that I can actually get everybody and everything in my power, Fred. Power. Because I'm the doll. I'm the doll from hell. The doll from hell. That's all, Fred.
Oh my! That is a frightening story. You have to clean the toilet? Oh,
I gotta
no.
clean the toilet. I gotta do the laundry.
Oh,
And you know what's worst of all, Fred?
well, stop.
The
What?
very worst thing of all, Fred?
What?
Well, Fred, I gotta take the little Chuckies to school every morning. It's
Oh,
not good, Fred, not good.
oh, that's a very frightening story. Please stop. Okay. Very good, Disgruntled Guy. Moving on. Well, Cletus. Cletus. What's going on, Cletus?
Well, there's been a misunderstanding, Fred, and I knew you wanted us to have costumes for the Halloween show,
Yes.
but I'm kind of short on cash because I got furloughed down to the rendering plant because some of the renderings tested positive for COVIDs and actually for some other things too. So I just thought I could go to the Kakalaki Costume Emporium and borrow a costume and get it back there by Halloween Day and everything will be fine. But it didn't quite work out that way, so I'm back in the Kakalaki County prison. I'm actually in the processing tank right now.
Really?
Are you wondering about the wig, Fred?
Yes. What's going on with that?
I'm glad you asked. So actually, I'm going to have to share a cell. I'm going to have a cellmate, Alfonso, and apparently Alfonso he's like a really big Justin Bieber fan, and they told me they issued me the wig when they booked me in, and they said I should just keep the wig on at all times, and everything will be fine. And in fact, they said the last inmate that got assigned with Alfonso didn't want to wear the wig, and he met with an unfortunate accident. And actually, that was one of my cousins.
Really?
Yeah, did you want to know his name?
Yes. Which cousin was that?
That was my cousin Reston PC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so here I am, Fred, hoping you can help me out of this one, since I was just trying to get the costume for your show, and didn't work out the way I thought.
Well, let me ask Cletus, what costume were you trying to steal?
Well, that's actually the ironic part of the whole thing, Fred. I was gonna borrow you say steal, I say borrow, because I was gonna put it back in by Halloween Day. I was trying to borrow a prisoner costume, not unlike the one I have on.
Wow. How ironic is that?
Pretty dang, I'd say. Back to you, Fred.
Okay, very good, Cletus. Thank you. Moving on. Moving on. Crazy Eddie, have you decided what you're doing, Crazy Eddie?
Yeah, I'm going Nazi.
Really?
Yeah, I decided it's I'm feeling kind of Nazi today. You know, you wear the mustache, Fred, makes you want to invade something. I was going to invade my refrigerator, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to invade Toluca Lake.
You could have went with Charlie Chaplin, maybe.
Yeah, or Tony Shalhoub. Wearing a stupid piece of gaff tape.
Very good.
But I wanted to do the scene from The Great Dictator, the great Charlie Chaplin movie, where he warns us all about the incoming fascism. I was going to hijack your show and get all political, but I ran out of time.
Okay.
So what else can I say? I'll get you, Poland. What else? I'm also answering questions. I'm fielding questions too.
Okay, maybe at the end, Eddie. Very good.
Okay. We have no Q&A period today.
Yeah, later on. Very good, Eddie. Happy Halloween or
Thank
Oh
you.
Hallows Eve. Very good. Okay.
Please.
Moving on to Duffy Divot. Duffy Divot, what are you doing?
How you doing, Fred? I'm really happy to be here on this Halloween show. I have a story for you that I'd like to recount from my childhood days, and it's a very troubling story. I've never told this story, and just to talk about it gives me very strange feelings. But I'm going to go ahead for the new Fred Johnson show and share this story with you all. It was just a typical day. I was 5 or 6 years old. Just a typical night. My parents were going about their business. but there seemed to be some type of secret they had between them. And it seemed to me they were trying to hustle me off to bed. So I played along. I was trying to listen to what was going on, but I couldn't really pick up on anything. And pretty soon they got me off to bed, told me a story, tucked me in, and they thought I was out for the night. But Fred, I was a curious young lad, and something seemed off that night. So I waited till I heard them go down the stairs, and I crept out of bed and I followed them down the stairs, Fred. And then they went down into the basement, which was really unusual at night for them to be going down into the basement. I couldn't really figure it out. So I waited the amount of time that I thought it would take for them to get down there. I slowly opened the door and creaked open, and I started tiptoeing down the stairs into the dark, dark basement. And it's so painful how each steps and creak, 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 as I went down into the basement in search of what was going on down there. Well, I got down there just in time to see a panel click in the corner. And I was really confused by that because I didn't know about any such construction or panel down there. And my parents were gone. They had gone through the panel and they were gone. So I dragged over an old stool and I could see a little bit of faint green light coming out of a crack. And I got the chair into position and I got up there, and oh my God, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was a green cast of light through the whole room, and there was a vehicle of the likes of which I'd never seen in my life. It had that classic flying saucer shape with the dome, and all around it, it had these symbols that I could see clearly, but there's not one of them I could read. Nothing made sense to me. Then I could hear this crackling. This vehicle was emitting this energy, and there's this green light in the room. And then I looked, and who was wearing my mom's clothes was now an alien. She had wide, big eyes and antennae, and I was terrified. That was not my mom, Fred. It was an alien. Then I looked at my dad, and there he was wearing my dad's clothes, but he had big almond eyes, and he had antennae, and he was clearly an alien. That was not my dad, Fred. So I'm just can't believe any of this, Fred. I can't believe the vehicle. I can't believe this is happening down in the basement. And I can't believe my parents are taking alien form. And right then I lost my footing. The stool went out from under me, made a big crash. I came down, hit my head. And that's the last thing I remember. The next day, Fred, I woke up and my parents were completely normal. Mom was making breakfast, Dad's reading the paper. How you doing? And when I could get some time and summon the courage, I went down to the basement, creeping down into the basement. And Fred, there was no evidence of any panel, sliding door. There was no evidence of anything. And the flying saucer was gone, and it appeared to me that my parents were back to normal. It's tortured me ever since. I never could explain that night, and very eerie thing that happened to me in my childhood. Back to you, Fred.
Okay. Thank you, Duffy. Okay, now we're doing Quasar. Quasar is going to do some kind of time traveling thing. Quasar, Are you there?
Greetings, Fred, crew, and fans. Quasar here. For this special Halloween 2020 show, I am going to attempt an amazing live feat. Fred, you might recall an event in our past that happened at the happiest place on earth that turned out to be the stuff of Halloween nightmares. I am going to try to return to the fateful day when humans were free to gather in a Glen Close way, in public jacuzzis and swimming pools, and even share in each other's bodily fluids. So let us now attempt live for the first time on the Fred Johnson Show to time travel with Quasar. Ready?
We're ready, Quasar. Go ahead. Do this mysterious time traveling. It's mesmerizing. There he is.
Yes, Fred. It's me from the past. I am the massive head wound AV guy.
Really?
You might recall a time in our past where we traveled around and we taped down cables that were made out of orange cord.
No, I don't. Not really.
Okay. And you might not remember this event, but we...
You must have me confused with somebody else.
Perhaps so. Well, it's me from the past when I had the unfortunate collision with the wall of the pool and also my unfortunate forehead, which put me in a semi-coma state along with the other fluids that we copiously ingested. Remember the days, public resort drinking and diving. Those were the days. I even enlisted the expertise of Disgruntled Guy's extensive art department to create this artist's rendering of that fateful moment. Back to you, Fred.
Very good, Quasar. Wow, that was astounding. I smell Emmy on this show. Okay, very good. Moving on now to Arnold. Arnold, what are you doing, Arnold?
Fred Johnson, how are you? Oh my gosh, you look like a moderately powerful Wolfman Jack.
Yes, and you look scary, like a robot of some kind.
I'm glad to be here. All kinds of great Halloween events going on or not going on.
Yes, yes.
You know, I have a scary story, but I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna tell you. It was about the time I killed a golfer and buried him. But maybe not this time.
Okay.
And, I'm working on a fantastic new movie. It's Heaven's Liftgate 3. And,
Really?
Got a fantastic head of security. It's Chucky. So I'm really happy to be here with all of you. So have a great show. Back to you, Fred.
Very good, Arnold. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to go to a commercial. All right, very good. Blue Surf Essentials. The devil loves Blue Surf Essentials. Okay, now moving on. Naked Engineer Steve, you had something you wanted to say this evening.
Well, on this Halloween show, I have a very scary story to tell. We were driving through the woods and we stopped at this very, very old house because we saw blood trickling down the front steps of the house. We went up to the front door and opened the front door, and there's blood all over the floor. And we went to the closet, opened the door, and a skeleton jumped out, said, "Got a Band-Aid, man?"
Really?
I swear.
Okay.
That true story. True story.
That was, oh, wow. Very good. Okay. Well, with that, let's go to one last commercial. Oh, Millennium Communication. Very good. The devil loves Millennium Communication. Okay, let's wrap up the show. And let's go to Charlie. What's your final words, Charlie?
I'm gonna be going for a swim deep under the water here in just a minute, Fred. So I'll be seeing you all later. Happy Halloween. Back to you, Fred.
Okay, Charlie. Very good. It looks like you've been eaten by a shark.
Yeah, it had to happen.
Very good. Disgruntled Guy, what's your final words?
Oh, Fred, I'm just happy to be here. I think I might have to get rid of that friggin' broad. You know, she keeps telling me that I can't do things, but I'm gonna make things different. Back to you, Fred.
That's very scary. Okay, Disgruntled Guy. Cletus, what's your final words, Cletus?
Oh, hey, Fred. Well, they're getting ready to let us go trick-or-treating around to the other cells, the other cell blocks. So I guess that's what I got to look forward to. But happy Halloween, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. And happy Day of the Dead.
Wow, Cletus, very good. Wow, I'm sorry to see you're in jail for this spooky night.
Oh, well, it happens.
I guess so. Moving on. Crazy Eddie, what's your final word, Crazy Eddie?
I want to make a last pitch for love and peace. I want to be the Führer of love. I want to think of fascism and loveism should unite and become fluvism. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, Crazy Eddie, very good.
That's why they
Thank
call me
you.
Crazy Eddie.
Moving on. Duffy Divot. Duffy, what's happening with you?
It was a very strange and haunting chapter to my life, Fred. I never figured out if that's what the reality was. It seemed like I was living the reality down in that basement. And then I fell and hit my head. I woke up. Everything seemed back to normal. I had a bump on my head, but I never could find any evidence of what had gone on that night. It still haunts me to this day, Fred. But besides me, I want to wish all the kids and everybody out there a very happy Halloween and a very safe Halloween. And you get out there and trick or treat, get your candy, do your social distancing, wear your mask, and stay safe. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Okay, very good, Duffy. Very good. Okay, Quasar, what's your final word, Quasar?
Well, Fred, I'm not at all surprised that you don't have much of any recollection of that fateful day in our shared past history. But suffice to say that we have broken through a historic moment on the Fred Johnson Show. And thank you for allowing me to travel time on this very special Halloween 2020 Fred Johnson Show. Back to you.
Very good, Quasar. Yes, that was an amazing transformation. Okay, Arnold. Arnold, what's your final word, Arnold?
Fred Johnson, how are you again? Glad to hear from all of you. And, you know, it's been a long day. I hope you all have a fantastic Halloween. Chucky and I are gonna head to the Kakalaki Chew and Brew after a long day of shooting. So have a fantastic Halloween. Back to you, Fred.
Okay, very good, Arnold. Thank you. I would like to thank everybody, the whole crew, and happy Halloween to you all. And we hope you have a very scary, spooky night. And we will see you next week on the Fred Johnson Show.